Hey, this is William for attackofthefanboy.com, and this is Minecraft Story Mode, Episode 1 from Telltale Games. I'm here with Kyle, who recently reviewed this game, and I'll say that with quotation marks, as you know how I feel about these episodic interactive stories, Kyle, but you generally like these games. And Telltale has been making a lot of them lately, building, I guess, on the success of The Walking Dead, but this is one that I didn't see coming, and that's a story about Minecraft, a game that doesn't really have a story to begin with. You've played episode 1 to completion. You gave the game a 3 out of 5 on our site.
Yep. Yeah. And that was, I felt bad giving it a 3 out of 5 because I am a huge Telltale fan. I love these games. I'm fine with the episodic structure. But this one did fall a little flat for me. For various reasons that we can probably get into a little bit more.
Yeah, I've definitely got some questions for you about this game. Well, number one, it's probably some of the most popular source material that they've worked with. You know, you could put this up against, The Walking Dead. I mean, Minecraft is hugely popular right now, but that game is especially popular among children. And in your review, you call this episode 1 a more family-friendly game than other Telltale Games series titles. Is this a game for children?
No, it's trying for what I would call the Pixar method, where it's all ages. I don't know that it necessarily hits that, especially in the story structure. I think it's very simplistic in its story, which Telltale has always had pretty complex stories and really interesting stories that you can dive into and get into the drama of it. And of course, you're not going to...
They'll take you into some dark spots, Telltale will.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, you can't really expect that from Minecraft. I'm not saying that it's going against what one might expect in the game, but if that is something you're looking for, a more serious affair like Wolf Among Us or The Walking Dead, or even Tales from the Borderlands, that is also a comedy series that still has a lot of drama. It has a lot of, mature topics in there, and this is not going to deliver that.
At least not so far. And these things are usually broken down into
it's going to be
5 episodes?
Yeah.
Okay. So, they have time to start killing people.
Yeah.
And bring the drama. But, I was
respawn at a bed or something.
As far as the story goes for this thing, I was kind of expecting this just as an outsider. I don't play these games, but I was expecting this to kind of create, maybe a backstory for Minecraft. Maybe building a universe for this game that doesn't really have a story. Your review says that they failed to do this.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily phrase it as that they fail. More that they don't even want to do that. They, I think, rightfully say that Minecraft doesn't need an underlying story. You don't want to know what a creeper is. You don't want to know why there are zombies and why they only appear at night, and
I do.
Why there are skeletons and spiders.
Yeah, but I think don't you think a lot of people would like that? Do you play Minecraft? I mean, if you've played it in the past, wouldn't you like to know where these zombies came from?
It's one of those where I think that you may think you want to know, and then if you get that story, the universe loses a lot of the things that make it work. And either way, this isn't a Mojang game. It's they're working with Mojang. It's a Telltale game, and what they didn't, when they took The Walking Dead, when they took Wolf Among Us, they didn't retell those stories or tell the big story. They didn't tell where the zombies come from in Walking Dead, and they didn't go into all of the backstory of Fables. They told their own story in that established universe, and that's kind of what they're doing here. Obviously, Minecraft doesn't really have an established universe other than the creepers and the creatures that you run into in this world and how it works.
What is his name? Steve? This is not Steve's origin story. Why is he here? That's what I expected it to be. I honestly thought.
No, it's just their own story. The main character's name is Jesse, and he's got friends, and they're all going to like a Minecraft convention. Essentially, they're going to EnderCon and meeting with famous a lot of people said before it came out that these were going to be players playing a Minecraft game. It doesn't seem to be that, because they're actually concerned when people are in danger, which in a Minecraft game you'd be like, oh, okay, have fun back at the spawn point. We'll give you our coordinates. So it is definitely in universe, but it's still in a Minecraft game, sort of. It's kind of a weird mixture. I don't know if it's going to work out, but it works well in episode 1. We'll see if it keeps it up, but it's not going to deliver that underlying story of the universe.
Interesting. Yeah, and delivering that story, this game has a star-studded cast of voice actors.
Yes.
More than usual for a Telltale game, if I'm not mistaken. And does this make for a better or more believable experience or story?
I don't know that it's believable, but I do think it makes for a better experience just because they're very talented people. I mean, it's Patton Oswalt is the male main character. You have Ashley Johnson from The Last of Us. Very few cases in this were bad voice acting. I think maybe Axel wasn't the best. That was the big guy in the creeper outfit. He's a comedian whose name is escaping me. He didn't really click with me, but he still does good work, and I think overall the voice acting is extremely well done. Is it more believable? It's not a believable universe, so it's no matter what they did, it's just not going to do that. But it will be a fun universe.
Well, good voice acting can pull you into a story no matter if it's the most unbelievable thing or not, right? I mean, we see it in video games all the time. Stuff's not believable. The things that you're doing aren't normal, real-world activities, but, good voice acting can kind of solidify or at least help you believe that this stuff is, or pull you into the universe, you know what I'm saying?
And I think that this cast could probably do that, but the material isn't trying to do that. They're really not trying to suck you into the world. There's a lot of meta, fourth wall breaking jokes, sort of. Okay. Not a ton, but there's enough that you're very aware that you're playing a video game and that the video game is based on another video game. So the voice cast, does exceptionally well, but I don't know that the material is going to get you immersed into it. You're not going to get a Last of Us moment where you're probably bawling your eyes out, or even a Walking Dead moment where you're really invested in these characters. You just kind of going to enjoy the funny lines.
In those games, the choices kind of felt like they meant something because there was dire consequences. For making them. Is it not quite that serious of tone? No, obviously,
no, not at all. I mean, there's a couple of moments, where people are in danger, and you have to make decisions of who to help, but you never really feel that there's a lot of actual danger in the situation. At least I didn't. And a lot of the choices are resolved extremely quickly, whereas I feel like other Telltale games, you can make a choice and 3 episodes later you might really find out the result of that. Okay. Here it was just kind of like, oh, make a choice. Okay, there you go.
And this is one of those games that just has a lot of dialogue and conversation, branching trees and decisions like the other games, right? Pretty much the same.
It has a lot of dialogue, but it's actually, the dialogue is really toned down in this compared to other Telltale games. In those, like you said, you get these branching dialogue. This is more talk, maybe pick one option, move on. I think the most I ever had were 2 options in one conversation. So that's definitely been dialed back in this episode at least.
Okay, and what we're seeing here on the video, you've got some QuickTime events is what it looks like. Is this just press this button as fast as you can? Is it kind of on rails like the other games have been, or is there a little bit more action in this?
They're not really mixing up the formula all that much. It is, QuickTime events and stuff like that. They go maybe a little bit deeper, but overall, you're still going to be mashing. I play on PC. You're going to be mashing the Q button, hitting the E button. You're going to be clicking and pressing directions. They're not, rewriting their formula just yet.
No. So, well, that's one of the questions I did have. I haven't played any of these games since The Wolf Among Us, actually, and that's my wonder is, have they changed or evolved at all? Or like you said, they pretty much are following the same formula. Do you see them kind of expanding these games into something bigger? Or is it always, I mean, are they getting better at making these? Are these getting better with time? Or is, have we seen the best of Telltale?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. They are improving. I would say that they're not evolving. They're more refining their formula. They have it. It's established. It works. They're not gonna go crazy. It's still gonna be dialogue, quick time events, and cutscenes. And in terms of Wolf Among Us, not a whole lot has changed, but it has been refined. It has been made, to work a little bit better. There were some rough spots in Walking Dead Season 1. It's been a while since I replayed Wolf Among Us, but I would suspect that there were some rough spots in that gameplay-wise. And there weren't any real, tough spots. The quick time events worked and got you through the action. They all made sense. You kind of could actually guess what you were going to be pressing when it came up. So,
all right,
it's refined.
So you think they've been refining all these games? I mean, in just a couple of years, we've seen a couple seasons of The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, Minecraft now, Borderlands, Tales from the Borderlands. We've seen, Game of Thrones? Mm-hmm. I don't even know if they've announced any other ones, but, I mean...
Yeah, they're going to be coming out with a Marvel property.
That's right. That's right.
Unique property of their own. They're definitely overextending themselves.
Yeah, I mean, do you think these guys are just going to the well too many times? Is this kind of formula good for just about any source material at this point? Or, 3 out of 5 is not the best score in the world, at least not in my book. And I'm wondering, do you think this has potential?
I think that they do need to shake things up. At this point, we've seen enough Telltale games. Maybe I'm overly harsh because I have played literally all of them since The Walking Dead. But if you're like me and you have played all of them, this is getting a little old. You do kind of want to see some more evolution and less refinement. And hopefully they get there. It is, along with that, as much as I was a little disappointed in this, and I am fairly disappointed in Game of Thrones, Tales from the Borderlands is probably their best series so far. And I say that as a huge Walking Dead fan. That was one of my favorites, and I even loved Season 2. I know there's a lot of debate over that. But Tales from the Borderlands just knocks it out of the park every single episode. So even with that, they still have this crazy magic, something in their writing and the way that they make characters just works so well. And if we have to deal with the same gameplay over and over, that's fine. I'll deal with that to get these good stories. I think the problem here is the story just doesn't really grab me because it is just kind of a Minecraft, fun atmosphere, and I do enjoy the more dark tones of the other games, even Tales from the Borderlands.
So for some people, this might be very, very enjoyable, like you're enjoying Borderlands.
Yeah, no, and I mean, kids who are just diehard Minecraft fans, they are going to eat this up. They will love this. It will be just their favorite thing in the world because it's taking something that they love and just presenting it to them in this fun, different way. They'll, these characters are going to EnderCon just like kids want to go to Minecon, and they form teams and they build stuff just like I'm sure that they do. They will love it. Just looking at it as a more seasoned gamer, I guess, does kind of feel a little bit less enjoyable.
Just say it, Kyle. You're old. You're too old for this game.
I am.
No, but do kids buy these types of games?
I don't know. I think the parent would almost have to buy it for them and be like, "Kids, sit down. Turn off the Minecraft on the tablet. Try this one out."
Do kids have the attention span to like something like this?
I think so. This is fun and colorful enough, and it gets to the point really quick. There's not a lot of dull moments where you're like wandering around. I think kids, if they were handed this game, they would love it.
So
I don't know if they're going to seek it out.
Maybe parents should get this for their kids for Christmas. The season pass.
Yeah, and it's coming out on retail, which is pretty rare for Telltale. They usually put those out like way at the end, but
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, this time it's coming out in like 2 weeks or something.
Oh, really? They're doing it kind of.
Yeah, kids will see this and
they'll see it in a store shop and be like, "I want that."
Yep, exactly.
It's Minecraft. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. This is on PC, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS3.
Microwave. It's.
Do they still make these games on tablets?
Yes.
Okay, that's how I played The Walking Dead.
Yeah, Android, iOS. This one's actually coming to Wii U. This is the first Minecraft game on Wii U. It's the first Telltale game in a long time on.
They don't have Wii. Regular Minecraft, but they've got this.
They do.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess I don't have many other questions. I do, respect your opinion on these games because I don't play them. But, when you talk about the evolution, and maybe they're going to need to do that going forward, what do you see them? I mean, how do you see them evolving these types of games, if at all?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I wish I had more of an idea of where they should go with these. I think more interactive gameplay would help. I think the main thing that they need to work on right now, which this game doesn't get as affected as their other games, is their engine. They've been using the same engine since The Walking Dead Season 1. Mm-hmm. And that is really showing its age. Luckily, Minecraft is good at covering up things like that. But
yeah, we've talked about this on the podcast where these games have problems, issues, bugs, animation stuff. They just aren't. Yeah, that might be. You have told me that before. That's one place that you'd like to see them improve. They've got to be making money on this stuff. Maybe a new engine is in the works. Who knows?
Yep, hopefully.
All right. Well, that was Minecraft Story Mode Episode 1. Thank you very much, Kyle. You can find our full written review at attackofthefanboy.com in the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.